Hey everyone, this is Angela Aponte for Engineering Ethics, Professor Estrada's class, and this is my video essay for Lesson 15, the final video essay. So I titled this Final Thoughts. I thought it would be appropriate, and I'm going to go over with you guys what I thought about this course, what I got from it, what expectations I had, and if they exceeded them, and so on and so forth. So let's begin. So in the start of this course, I expected to learn about the various engineering case studies. I thought the purpose of learning these case studies was to kind of analyze what the engineers did wrong and how to prevent it if we were ever in that situation. I expected to be kind of interested, not really. I wasn't really sure what this course was about, but I realized after I started doing the research, learning about these things, these real life cases, I started getting completely immersed in the research and the articles, and I found it to be super, super interesting. And at the end of this course, I can say that I love it. I really, really enjoyed it, and yeah. So let's move on to the next slide. This course definitely has exceeded my expectations in all aspects. I love the course material, the lessons, the videos, the articles, and the journals, and each piece of work was very interesting and very informative. And I learned so much about moral ethics, like consequentialist ideas, to utilitarian ways, to duty ethics, a little bit of Immanuel Kant, basically the whole philosophy behind making a decision when you're in the engineering field. And as a future engineer, I can take these lessons and these philosophies and I can apply them when I have a tough choice to make in the field. So I can weigh out the pros and cons and see what philosophy works best for me, and it'll make it easier to make the decision based on what my morals are and what I believe in. So now I'm going to go over what case studies really stood out to me. One of the ones that really stood out to me was the BP Deepwater Horizon oil spill. I really learned about how the management of the company plays a huge role in communicating with the engineers, and in this case there was a good example of miscommunication and how management was cutting corners to save money and disregarding safety violations. And interestingly enough, I started watching the show The Newsroom on HBO, and the pilot episode was all about the BP Deepwater Horizon spill, and I enjoyed it so much more because I actually understood the backstory behind it and everything, and I was laughing because I was shouting. I was like, no, it's the engineer's fault and the management's fault and everything, and it was just so interesting how I could relate this case study to an actual real-life situation where I could explain it to my friends and family members who were there watching it with me, the backstory of what I learned and how, as an engineer, I view this, about what the engineers can do, about how they didn't whistle blow, and yeah, I just thought that was really, really interesting. I also really enjoyed learning about the autonomous robots and how they might affect our society one day, the autonomous bots like Watson, the smartest machine on Earth, Stanley, the DARPA's winning car, and Hector, the bot who has simple consciousness and now is developing reflexive consciousness, which is awesome. These technologies keep advancing, and it raises a lot of questions for, what if these bots that are being, used in the military, what if they lead to a nuclear arms race? Then what are we going to do? So I really like that lesson because it raises these really, really valuable questions that, make us think about our future. And as engineers, we really have to think about our future and what our technology that we design, how is it going to affect us, and how it could be potentially dangerous in the future, not just right now. So how is this going to impact my professional career? So as I spoke briefly before, this course has taught me invaluable lessons in not just engineering cases, but in duty ethics, moral, and professionalism. And honestly, this has been one of my favorite courses in JIT thus far because it relates us closely to the field and what we might be seeing in the future. I recommend all students in the STEM fields to take this course or something like this course. Professor Estrada asked a really good question. Why bother teaching ethics when people will lie, cheat, and steal for their own benefit anyway? My answer for this is that engineers have a responsibility to set a good example for the world. Since it is our job to design, create, overlook, produce, calculate, and build our ideas. Yes, there are many people and companies out there that will scam, lie, cheat, and steal. But as engineers, we learned from this course that we can whistleblow under the condition that we try to reach a supervisor, something is harmful or potentially dangerous that can hurt the public, or that there's anything that breaks our code of ethics. Then it would be okay to let somebody know so it could stop. Paid a nice little tribute to Eddie Guerrero there on the left, bottom left corner. His motto was, I lie, I cheat, I steal, for those of you who don't know. He was a WWE wrestler. Rest in peace, Eddie Guerrero. And for my final piece, I just want to say a big thank you to Professor Estrada. This course was absolutely awesome. Don't change a thing. And for my fellow classmates and future students of this course, I highly recommend that you try the video essay option. I'm not kidding, it is so fun. I look forward to my Fridays where I can do this, because making a video essay allows you to express your creativity through the subject. So I feel like I learned so much more, and I absorbed so much more information by making these video essays rather than just doing a boring old regular 350 word essay. I mean, not that there's anything wrong with it, but I feel like this is way more interactive and hands-on. I used really simple software like Windows Movie Maker, and I created these slides on Paint. So anyway, I just want to say thank you guys for watching. I know my videos run a little bit long. Good luck to the rest of you, and have a great summer, Professor.